The classroom on Valoria Prime was like no other in the galaxy. Huge crystal windows showed the swirling skies of a planet far from the human homeworld. Alien students of every shape and color filled the room. Some had wings, some had claws, some had 6 eyes, and some looked like walking forests. It was a place where young warriors, thinkers, and survivors came to learn advanced skills for life across the stars. When Krylox arrived, the room grew quiet. He was tall, muscular, and clearly a predator. His sharp teeth glinted under the classroom lights, and his eyes swept across the students like a ruler measuring subjects. Murmurs rose from the crowd. "A carnivore from Xylaris," one student whispered. "He's going to crush everyone." Krylox moved confidently to his seat. He did not care about the whispers. Strength was all he needed, he thought. Survival came naturally to him. He had hunted on his homeworld where only the strong lived. Nothing here could challenge him. Or so he believed. Then the door opened again, quietly, slowly. A human stepped in. His hair was messy, his clothes plain, and his body not strong-looking at all. He carried nothing but a small backpack and a calm, steady gaze. The aliens laughed softly. "A human? From what planet? Fragile and weak?" someone whispered. The human's name was Jaren. He came from a world that no alien could imagine. His planet was a death world, a place of endless dangers. Predators bigger than a ship stalked the land. The weather could freeze, burn, or drown anyone in hours. Food was rare, and survival meant constant vigilance. Every human who lived there had to be clever, fast, and tough in ways aliens did not understand. But on first glance, Jaren seemed ordinary. Professor Velnar, an old alien with calm golden eyes, entered the room. His presence brought silence. "Welcome, students," he said. "This semester you will learn not only knowledge but survival, strategy, and adaptation. Strength will help you, yes, but only cleverness and persistence will keep you alive." Krylox smirked. Strength was all he needed. He did not even look at Jaren, but Jaren simply nodded, calm, ready. He was used to being underestimated. The first lesson was a survival exercise. Professor Velnar led the class to a massive arena, a controlled wild environment that mimicked dangerous worlds. Rocky hills, dense forests, deep lakes, and strange plants filled the space. Robotic predators prowled the area. Some were fast, some were strong, some could even fly. "You will navigate this arena," Professor Velnar explained. "You will face obstacles, predators, and challenges. Observe, plan, and act. You may work alone or in teams. The goal is survival and problem-solving." Krylox's eyes lit up. This was perfect. "Finally a challenge," he whispered. "Something I can crush with my claws." He flexed and grinned. Jaren did not smile. He studied the arena quietly, scanning for patterns, exits, and possible dangers. On his world, thinking fast could save a life. Impulsive actions could end it. The signal started, and students rushed into the arena. Krylox leapt forward, his claws slicing through the thick underbrush. Robotic predators fell quickly under his attacks. The smaller aliens struggled to keep up or hide. Jaren moved differently. He did not rush. He watched, analyzed, and planned. When a predator lunged at him, he did not strike. Instead, he pulled a vine from a nearby tree, twisted it, and used it to trip the machine. It crashed with sparks, harmless to him. Other students stared in disbelief. Krylox laughed at first. "Lucky human," he said, tearing through another robot. But soon he noticed something strange. The arena had traps, hidden pits, swinging logs, sudden walls. His size made him clumsy. He fell into a pit, clawing desperately, while Jaren simply jumped over, timing each step perfectly. By the midpoint of the exercise, Krylox was tired. He had fought several predators, climbed steep rocks, and even knocked over an automated predator. But Jaren was still moving smoothly, efficient, almost effortless. Other students began to notice. Murmurs spread. "The human. He survives without strength." Then came the biggest challenge, a massive predator bigger than any Krylox had faced. Its robotic claws could crush metal, its eyes glowed red, and its movements were quick and precise. Krylox charged. He attacked with full force. The predator swiped, and Krylox barely dodged. Again he attacked, but the predator seemed to anticipate him. Jaren stepped forward calmly. He had observed the predator's pattern. Using nearby rocks and a broken tree branch, he created a trap. When the predator lunged at him, it triggered his setup, tripping and immobilizing it. Jaren walked past unscathed while Krylox stared in shock. How?" Krylox muttered under his breath. Professor Velnar clapped slowly. Observe, students. Strength is valuable, but foresight, creativity, and adaptability are priceless. This human has lived on a death world. He knows how to survive where most creatures cannot. Krylox clenched his fists. Pride burned in him. But curiosity replaced some of his arrogance. Jaren had done what Krylox could not. And he had done it without fear, without brute force, using only intelligence and planning. Over the next weeks, the class faced many challenges. Each time, Krylox relied on strength. Each time, Jaren relied on clever thinking, traps, and careful observation. He always seemed calm even when danger was near. One day, the class faced a team challenge. The arena was more complex. Rising water, shifting terrain, and multiple predators at once. Students had to work together. Krylox was teamed with other strong students confident in their power. Jaren's team had smaller, weaker aliens who lacked brute force. The exercise began. Krylox's team smashed through obstacles but struggled with coordination. The predators adapted to their patterns. One of Krylox's allies was injured by a trap he ignored. Krylox growled, frustrated. Jaren's team moved carefully. He assigned roles, watched movements, and guided teammates through each obstacle. When a giant predator appeared, Krylox's team attacked it head-on and nearly failed. Jaren's team analyzed it, used terrain, and diverted the threat without anyone getting hurt. By the end of the exercise, Jaren's team was praised for teamwork and ingenuity. Krylox's team had survived, yes, but barely, and many students were shaken. One evening, Krylox found himself alone with Jaren near the Academy Lake. The water reflected the strange twin moons of Valoria Prime. Krylox approached cautiously. "Human," he said, "teach me. How do you survive like that? I am stronger than most predators. I should be better than you." Jaren looked at him calmly. "You are strong," he said. "But on my planet, strength can get you killed fast. Thinking, planning, and staying calm, that keeps you alive. You can crush enemies, yes, but a predator that is cleverer than you will win. Always." Krylox frowned. He had never thought this way. On his homeworld, the strong survived by fighting. But he could see that humans like Jaren survived through the impossible day after day. Something in him shifted, respect and maybe even curiosity. You are different," Krylox said quietly. "I did not think humans could survive in my world or in mine." "But you would," Jaren nodded. "Humans are shaped by danger. We adapt, we survive. Strength is just one tool. Brains and endurance are the others." Krylox studied him, then nodded slowly. "Perhaps I could learn from you." That moment marked a change. The predator who thought he could crush all became an observer. A student of a human who seemed fragile but was in fact unbreakable. The rest of the class began noticing too. Jaren was not the human they expected. He was a survivor, a strategist, a force no one could ignore. By the end of the semester, Jaren had earned respect not through fear or strength, but through ingenuity, courage, and the ability to survive impossible situations. Krylox had learned humility and strategy, and the alien students, once mocking him, now watched humans differently, capable of surviving worlds no alien dared to live on. Professor Velnar looked at his class on the last day. "Remember this," he said. "Strength is not everything. Adaptability, intelligence, courage, and perseverance, these define true survivors. Learn from each other, and never underestimate the human." Jaren simply smiled quietly, as if the words were true but unnecessary. He already knew. He had lived it every day on a world that made his species legends of survival. And in that classroom on Valoria Prime, the galaxy began to realize that humans were not fragile. They were Deathworlders, the ultimate survivors, and in a universe full of dangers, they were not to be underestimated.